Hi friends, Mindy here. I'm going to be doing my June plan with me, but I want to flip through May really quickly just so you can kind of see how that ended up. I did not get my bingo page filled out completely, but I did get some things done, so that was good. There were weeks that were very busy and then weeks that were kind of plain, and that's just kind of how it rolls for me sometimes. But for June, I am inspired by these papers from By the Well for God. These are kind of the leftover papers from my kit from last month. And specifically, the mixed media feel of those papers is what I'm really wanting to focus on and sort of lean into for my June plan with me. So I'm starting out here just handwriting the word June, obviously. I'm using a Sharpie Creative marker. This one is the brush nib one. I really, really love these markers, but they do take a minute to dry. So you can kind of see here, even on screen, the ink is still shiny. So you just have to kind of prepare for that. So I have this one page of paper here, and I'm just using my little, it's like a 1-inch circle punch and punching out some sections of it that I really liked. And then I did that with the bigger circle and the other pages as well, just to give myself kind of that mixed media feel, but without having to do like the paints and everything. And just to make this plan with me go really quickly, I have a really busy June. And so I just needed to kind of streamline some of these processes, and using something that's done like this just helps to make that a quicker process. So I am also using Posca markers in conjunction with my Sharpie Creative markers. Just because some of the colors matched the papers a little bit better, and also the nibs on the shirt on the Poscas are just a little bit smaller. So I do have the bullet tip markers in the Sharpie Creative markers, and then I have the black and the white in the brush tip as well. And I'm really enjoying using those. But what I did is I cut the circles out. I have like a 2.5-inch punch and a 1-inch, I think, is what I used. And I am going to use these, put them through my little Xyron sticker maker here. And this is just going to add adhesive to the back of all of these paper pieces, which basically turns them into stickers that I can use throughout the month to decorate my pages. It just makes this process go really quickly, so I'm not having to fight with my glue bottle and all of that. And it will also make sure that there's adhesive over the entire part, so that I don't have to worry about it, pulling up or anything like that. So I have these circles that I cut in half just so that they could kind of hang off of the page. And then I will use the smaller circles as well, just to kind of get this motif. So in the actual mixed media paper, there was, circles and that kind of stuff in the print of the paper. And this is just a good way to also just sort of stretch your materials. So I only had like a page and a half or whatever of that I could use to decorate this month. And so doing the circles is just a way to kind of get that feel without, pulling out all the paints and all of those things. And so you can see here, I have gone around the outline of each of these circles with a black micron pen. And now I'm going back through with that Sharpie Creative marker. And again, just kind of making some art marks that kind of spread from the paper onto the actual page that I'm working on, just to sort of tie everything together. I will say I'm using an Archer and Olive 8-inch square dot grid notebook. It is my favorite. I love it. So that's what I am working in. It's my preferred planner size personally. And then I have these stickers. These were the clear stickers from By the Well that matched that kit. And so I went across the top and did the days of the week. It sort of has that mixed media background. Those are clear stickers. And then I decided to do for the squares, for the numbers, I just painted those on with the Sharpie marker, and then I'm adding the numbers. And down here at the bottom, I realized I had made a mistake. In my mind, when I was doing this, I was thinking I was doing July. I don't even know why. Even though I wrote June over there, I was just thinking July. So I'm trying to go back and sort of fix this. In the end, this is a little bit of a process. I'm actually going back over this with that Sharpie white marker. And in the end, it covered it pretty well. I did have to do a few layers of it. And then I just added that line there in that one section for those 2 days. And then adding another circle up here in the top left-hand corner. And I used I believe it was the Sharpie marker to write out June as well. And then I'm just going to add this paper over here. It's just trying to pull all of the colors together. You can see I've pulled out that marker. And again, I'm just going to be adding some little art marks around just to bring the color through and around the pages. So I did add some drop shadowing with a micron pen in the PN nib, so the plastic nib. And then I have a couple dates that I needed to record here. So I took like a half of a circle. These are just some important dates. And so I added those on there. And that's probably how I will do some other dates and things for this month as well. These two spreads are ones that I use frequently. This is a video idea page spread and then a schedule for YouTube. And it especially for June, I need to be able to schedule some of those things. I realize this is not a page that everybody needs, but it just helps me kind of keep myself a little bit more organized. And so I did that in the marker up at the top, and then again, just adding some of the little circle pieces on here. And then these are my two favorite pages that I really am enjoying using, which is my Project Bingo page here, and the one on the left is my line a day. And so I'm just adding my free space in there already. And I know that this will probably not get filled up for the month of June, but it just gives me a way to kind of brain dump some ideas of things that I want to try to get done this month. And then it's fun to just see those squares get completed as the month progresses. I'm adding a drop shadow to these boxes as well as some art marks here. I'm using my Posca pen for this one, and I did add some drop shadow around the bingo title as well. And then I'm just kind of doing those little art marks, kind of sprinkling them around through the whole title. Again, mostly just to bring some color up there. And then these pages were sticking together, so I had to clean up that adhesive. But back to this page, I'm going to do the line a day section. I really enjoy kind of keeping track of what's going on. Sometimes it's stuff that happened, or, you know, a note or a memory or just something like that. And just a little way to kind of look back at what happened. And I'm not adding a whole lot of other types of spreads this month because, like I said, June is super busy for us. And so I'm trying to keep this really simple. I added some circles down across the bottom of there, just almost as a, you know, just a decorative element down there. And then I'm going to go into my weeks for June. So I'm starting this out using another one of the Sharpie markers with the dates. And I am going to... I actually have changed my spread for this month. So I'm using this kind of more of a dashboard type feel. It's been actually working out really, really well. So I have smaller boxes over there on the right, but that's okay because I tend to plan where I kind of, at the beginning of the week, will make a list of sort of everything that needs to be accomplished that week. And I will list that over there in that open space on that left page. And then if they're not specific, like time specific type events, then I can kind of go day by day and decide, you know, what things I need to accomplish for each one of those days, instead of trying to do two to-do lists every day and then things get forwarded or migrated or whatever. This just works better for me, or it has been lately anyway. So I'm using some of the tile alphas over here on the left side of the page. I used some of the clear alphas from By the Well for God over on the right side, just trying to use up my stash of things that I had from our devotional kit from last month, and then adding some of these papers down at the bottom and just sprinkling a couple little circles around, again, trying to just kind of bring all of those colors together. And then I'll do the same thing where I go around those circles with the black fine liner, the micron pen, and then I'll go back, I think, and even add a drop shadow around the title. And I will do this for the other 2 weeks as well. I won't make you watch me do that, but I only have 3 weeks for June because we're going to be out of town for a week. And so I don't bother to fill out a weekly spread for the week that we're going to be gone. But these are the spreads that how they ended up looking. And so you can see kind of the month at a glance here. This is one of my most often used. You can see how that white Sharpie, in real life, it actually doesn't stand out quite that much, where I had to make that correction on that one day. And then I do have these stickers left over that I created that I can add to the pages as I'm working if I want a little more detail or just a little bit more color or something like that. I did come back and add another set of circles down here at the bottom of this schedule page. And my line a day, I forgot to go back and to do the outlines on those circles, so I will do that off camera. And then here's my bingo page, and then these are the weeks at a glance. So anyway, this is just my plan with me for June. If you liked this video, I would really appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and until next time, bye.